right. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that intro. I hope you guys really enjoy watching this video. It's been a pleasure to make. It's going to be a combo of kind of, talking about the Rift, grinding the Rift, enjoying the Rift, and a little bit, as you might see in the next clip and a few clips coming up, hating the Rift a little bit too. Just with that little bit of frustration there that exists in all of us when it comes to the Rift. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the video, and I will catch y'all in the outro. I think a lot of people would call this the most frustrating part of their Rift journey. The Odonatas, the larva hooks, the requirements that exist for getting enough silk, and then also being able to actually utilize it. Get, the wild helmet, get the sword, the pants, the everything, getting all of it set up and just really getting yourself squared away to actually start the Rift is one of the most frustrating parts of the Rift, and that's not good for content. I mean, it shouldn't be the case that, one of the, it shouldn't be the case that it's so difficult for people to get into the very first piece of content that exists for something like the Rift. And so I really just feel like there is some love that needs to be given here in order to make it just a little bit less grueling. But overall, I mean, it gives you a decent introduction into the Rift. It just doesn't really show off what it can show off. I shouldn't have jumped down there. Actually, I needed that cat detector. But the Rift actually has some really cool, really great capabilities. But unfortunately, one of the things that I think it struggles with the most is the fact that it's just okay with being horrible sometimes. And while that works in some scenarios, and shitty grinds are definitely a quintessential part of this game, it's just not quite what you're looking for when you're trying to get into something. And it's not uncommon at all for me to talk to people who are like, oh yeah, so I actually went into the Rift and I did it one time and it was so bad that I never went back in. And that's not like it's, oh, one guy said that, whatever. It's like I hear people say this kind of stuff all the time. Like, oh, I just don't do the Rift because I went in there and it was too dumb, or like it was too confusing, or it was too boring, or there was too much going on. Whatever it was, I mean, the Rift just does not have a nice intro. And so I think that's something that would really be beneficial for a future Rift update. I want to say Rift quality of life update. I know that Mini Clune is gone and he's the person who created the Rift, but surely they have information to maintain the code and be able to update and fix things. And if not, that's something that they really need to rectify. I think this is a really good example of the kind of stuff that makes people not enjoy the Rift, right? So I have to get this stability elixir. And in order to get that, what I have to do is actually go and interact with all of these people over and over again, going upstairs, downstairs, back and forth between all of these individuals and giving them each 20 motes until finally it's like, oh, the supplier is this guy. Things like this, I get that they're funny and they might be enjoyable to code, but they're not enjoyable to play. This is not a fun mini game. This is not an enjoyable thing for me to just kind of have to feel like I'm running back and forth, clicking something, and then endlessly doing the same thing over and over again just to get to the point where somebody tells me what they should have told me from the start. I mean, I would not create something like this in a game. I wouldn't put people through things like this because it's not bad, it's not torturous, but it's not fun or interesting either. And this is a game. It should be fun and it should be interesting. So we're making good progress here in part 1 of the Rift. Once again, I really consider this to be essentially the worst part of the Rift. There's some other frustrating bits, like a lot of parkour and stuff like that, but I mean, just overall getting the Supreme Time Charm really does kind of suck. But we are almost done. So currently I'm farming Shy Cruxes so I can get more larva silk so I can fill up these Odonata bottles. We need 12 of them, 4 of them for the Supreme Charm, and then 8 of them to give to one of the Argo Fae guys. So just a friendly reminder for anybody who is new to the Rift, you are going to need an absurd amount of Shy Cruxes, both if you decide to sell them for motes and also for actually the things that you need them for. And so if you find yourself consistently farming all of these different Shy Cruxes, do not feel bad. Not only does it help with the Crux Talisman and it gives you motes and all that stuff, but you just need so many of them anyway. So definitely a solid move to pre-farm lots of these if that's what you're feeling like. And then also you need those motes as well. You get 100 motes per kill, so that always helps too. And then of course make sure you're picking up these motes orbs whenever you can. Sometimes, if they're out of the way like that, I'm gonna waste more than 2 seconds just trying to pick it up, so it's not worth it. But just running around killing some shies. We're gonna be moving on to, I have the stability elixir right here, so we'll be able to move on to the little hedgehogs in the area over by the lake shortly here, and that will be a nice little spot to get to, because once again, that's where it starts to get a lot better. We'll be able to finish the Supreme Time Charm once we get our kill on the Leech Supreme and fulfill the other requirements we have. We just need a few other things. So if we actually go /recipe Supreme, you'll be able to see. So we need 4 Odonatas, 4 Leech Supreme Fragments, or 24 Hedgehog Spines, and 32 Little Pads. So it really is not as bad as anything in here is concerned, because it's far less mechanically obnoxious to deal with. So we'll be looking forward to getting that done. Yeah. All right, let's go. So I'm about to get kicked out of the rift, but we've got our 4 Odonatas, and I already traded in the 8 to get the belt. And therefore, we just need to get our boots real quick, and then we can move on to the lagoon area. I think it's called the Black Lagoon. Need to find Portal and chat with him as well, and then I believe we will have pretty much wrapped up the Rift Guide for the first part, other than the Enigma Souls, which obviously we're going to get to. And then while we're here too, hello Enigma, please upgrade my cloak. Yay, thank you, sir. So now, our Enigma cloak got a little upgrade to it, and of course we've got the Silk Rider safety belt, giving us a little speed, a little rift time, and also helping reduce the amount of rift time that we lose from melee attacks. Okay, so what's next? So let's get these boots real quick while I yap away about what we're going to work on next. But essentially, I am probably going to throw up stream here pretty soon. Obviously, that doesn't really mean anything post-recording, but the reason I'm telling you guys that is because what I'm going to end up doing most likely is having people from stream help me out with Leech Supreme and just farming a ton of them for early motes. For those of you who don't know, Leech Supreme is a really great source of early motes. It gives lots and lots of them per kill, and then also you need lots and lots of Leech Supreme fragments later on for blood badges, etc. So we'll be working on that. We're gonna get our boots here, and then once we've got our boots, we will have a full set. Oh wait, this is the body guy. Oh, boots guy's down here, sorry. Wrong waypoint. Okay, so we're gonna get these boots, and then we're gonna move on to the Black Lagoon. And at the Black Lagoon, we're going to get all the stuff that we need, have stream help out a little bit, and obviously that's not going to be terribly indicative of the average experience for a person trying to go through Black Lagoon, but at the same time, that's not really, I'm not creating a realistic Rift series or whatever. I'm actually just like kind of going through it on this new account, so I will be allowing people to help me out with various different stuff. Now, Vampire Slayer is a little bit of a different story. I'm not huge on being carried through all sorts of different things. But I am not opposed to the idea of getting help with things that I'm not good at. Vampire Slayer is a thing that I do know how to do. So we're going to be attempting, I mean, we're going to get a T4 kill for sure. We're going to be attempting a T5 kill solo on this account eventually as well. But just a fair warning, there are a lot of things that come up in the Rift that require Rift transfers and stuff. So don't be surprised if you see me suddenly like why is this guy killing ghasts? Oh, well, the reason I'm killing gas because I need silver fangs, etc. So we'll get into lots of different things here, but goodbye for now to the Wild Woods. You have treated me horribly, and I hate you, and we will be moving on. All right, so we just achieved the Supreme Time Charm. Time to give this to Elise and get ourselves our god-dang Rift Necklace. And also, very random, but there's a piece of Montezuma in the Rift Gallery you can't get until you have the Supreme Time Charm. Doesn't really matter much, but yeah. Thought it would be, you know, worthwhile to mention. Yay, okay, cool, we got a cool thing, yay. All right, let's go to the Rift Gallery, and we'll head on in and see that weird fucking animation where it like, wow, I have no idea why it feels the need to do this, but hello again, Elise. I know you gotta tell me, you gotta go place that thing. What do you think I'm doing with it, ding dong? Where is, oh, is it Black Lagoon, technically? Yeah, not Wild Woods. Give me my friggin' necklace, Dad. Shout out to the Time Charm. Big get. Shout out to Shedness, too, who helped me out with a Leech Supreme kill. Very appreciative of that, my friend. Thank you. All right. It is nice to have the Rift Necklace. That also means that we will get the Rift Necklace outside of the Rift, which is now our best necklace by far. And yeah, this is exciting. This is cool. First Time Charm of many. Obviously, we're going to continue to do more and more. So, you know, buckle up, I guess. All right, so we have made it to the Dread Farm. Nice little spot to be at. And we're going to be spending quite a bit of time farming here. So the first thing that we're going to be going for is Wilted Berberis. Now, obviously you need 60 Wilted Berberis to make the Berberis blowguns. You can start getting the, you know, popping the balloons for Enigma Souls like that, as well as killing the Knot Chickens for eggs. But then on top of that, we also are going to need a ton of Wilted Berberis for upgrades in the future. Including the Vampiric Time Charm. We're going to need it for the Time Charm for the Dread Farm here. We're going to need it for the vampire chest plate upgrade. We're going to need it for all sorts of different stuff. So there are so many things that need it. I think you need it for the steak too. So I know in total we need 31 wilted berberis bunches. So that's what we're going to put together here. And I believe that's like 620 wilted berberis or something like that. I think they're 20 each. So we will be farming about 10 stacks of berberis here, which isn't going to be terribly exciting. But I mean, in the meantime, we'll be kind of over here smacking, you know, the Caduceus or whatever it's called, as well as killing knot chickens and various stuff, break up the monotony a little bit. But it'll be nice to just kind of get all the wilted berberis out of the way right off the bat. And as far as I recall, there is no way to increase the amount of berberis that you get. So it's not like waiting until later would be beneficial in any way. I'm not really gaining anything other than maybe I'm wasting a little bit of rift time. But even in that regard, I'd prefer to just get this grind out of the way now, because it is so nice to have stuff just like pre-prepped, especially as an Ironman. So with that being said, I'm probably going to do, you know, the same research that I did for the Berberis with the Agaricus and, you know, all that stuff. The Caduceus, I think it's called. And then once I find out exactly how many I need of everything, probably next clip I'll come back and be like, hey guys, look, I got all the stuff that I needed. So yeah, look forward to that. And we're going to be working on this time charm so that we can immediately move forward. Also, we'll be working on the armor and weapon upgrades as they come up. But I am mostly focusing on rift progression, and we can always circle back for things if need be. All right, gang, it is getting late where I am, so I'm about to wrap it up for the evening. However, there are a few things I want to show off, and then a thing that I'm going to finish that, I mean, I'll probably record one clip before I go to bed in order to get that done. But first of all, got the Crux ring made, which is always nice. I mean, extra rift time, intelligence, etc., etc. So going to keep working on that. And then on top of that, we got ourselves the Proto Chicken, which means all we need is the Agaricus Cap Bunch, and we will have the... it's like the egg and something time charm. So we'll have that one done, and that'll be nice. And then we'll be able to move on to doing most of the stuff in West Village. We need to get the Gunthesizer Lichen for upgrading the boots, and yeah, so lots to do. Need to get the Agaricus, of course, to upgrade this as well. So yeah, plenty left to do. I'll get back into it. Yo, alright, so I took a shower, and suddenly I was like, oh, I have a bunch of energy again. So I started getting back on some stuff. We've got the Hedgehog Mask upgrade, the Agaricus Cap. So we've got that on. And then we got the chicken legs as well, and we've got our chicken and egg time charm, so we are going to go place that next time. So we're going to get booted out of the rift, and then, you know, just for efficiency's sake, once we get popped back in, since we'll be right next to Elise, that's when I'll go to the rift gallery, turn this in, and get our rift necklace upgraded, which is pretty sweet. Have been working very hard on making sure that we're filling out the rift guide. Done. Working on West Village now, and Dread Farm, of course. So we'll be continuing that this evening, though for the most part, I'm going to try not to make any progress, just so I don't have to record any more clips. I'm getting a little tired. But so given that that's the case, I am probably just going to work on boring ass farming stuff, you know, Dread Farm behavior, working on Caduceus and the... you know, various different things that I need to get here. Cruxes, not chickens. Actually, I think I'm done with chickens, but yeah, you get the idea. So we'll be working on that this evening, and then tomorrow we'll be back to the good old regular progress. All right, good morning, everybody. So we just completed the Mirrorverse, which means we get our 60k moat bonus. That's sort of a one-time thing, which is nice. 60k moats actually goes a long way in the early game because we need it for like upgrading Enigma Cloak and stuff. But then we need 10k for this, so boom, Mirrorverse Charm. And then let me take off our Wild Chain Top and upgrade this sucker, and that will be essentially the Mirrorverse completed for now. Now, obviously, there's reflection books, but we're not going to give a shit about that until we decide that we actually need them. And so, in the meantime, we'll be fine. I also got some Disinfestor gloves upgraded to the Vermin Belt, all that good stuff. So we're in a pretty good spot right now. I need to work on the Gunthesizer Lichen so I can upgrade the boots, but I really hate Rift Racing. So that will be interesting to see just how long it takes, because I know I've already tried about 50 times. Like, they're not kidding. Like, I've probably tried to make that 35-second time like 50 times now, and it just does not work out for me. So, interesting but annoying. We're going to continue to, you know, farm up everything that we need to. I like to complete each zone before I move on, like, too quickly. Like, I don't necessarily need to, like, finish. Like, there's some Enigma Souls and stuff that are pretty annoying that I'm not going to go for right now. Like, the 2-player beacon, which just takes a while, and like to find somebody, so I'll just wait till I have a friend online. But gonna continue to work on finishing off the Crux artifact, getting the 100 kills on each thing, all that good stuff, so that we can like genuinely max each area. Done with the Disinfestor stuff. We're not worried about the neuroscience degrees right now because we don't have a tarantula or a spider. So that really doesn't benefit us in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, we're at 67 out of 100 shadows. So once I finish that, I'll be moving on to the next little grouping of stuff to do. All right, so nice little update here. We just got our warp to the rift, and we also got our rift ferret. So I've got that in the pet menu now. We're going to go sell this to Balloon of the family and get right back into it. We're going to work on the 4th time charm. I just got our chest plate updated to, I think we can do /warp wizard, right? Oh, /warp rift, okay. So let's get a dimensional infusion. You can just boop, buy one, pink. Okay, now you can /warp rift. Beam. And if you see, also got the orange chest plate here, so we're going to keep working on stuff. I still have yet to be able to get the time on the rift race. Please don't make fun of me. But I'm working on it as best as I can, so. Got the plaza unlocked and, you know, working on all that good stuff. Gonna get our Crux artifact upgraded to whatever the next level of it is. And yeah, I'll see you back probably with the next time charm. All right, we just finished the little berry bit here. This is one of the more enjoyable pieces just because it's so goofy, very tongue-in-cheek, but in a fun way. Got our Skyblock Citizen charm. We also finished the Detective of Moog quest, so I've got the Ring of Broken Love here too, and yeah, so we're gonna move on from here, finish up some more stuff in the plaza. Let's see, we've got, don't worry about that. We're gonna fix this because I've got the extracts right here. Shen's Auction will do in a sec, and then Montezuma's 6th and 7th we're gonna go for right now. All right, so wanted to offer a little update at this point. I just got done crafting the Living Time charm. I'm going to get enough living metal so that I can make the living metal anchor to upgrade the boat. And then it's just needing to work on living metal hearts. And I'll probably just find a rando for that. I think I'm not streaming today. Today's the 14th of May. It's a Wednesday. I really don't know why, but I just have been like in the zone with the Rift. And I feel like if I was trying to like read chat and interact and stuff like that, it wouldn't be as good of a time because of how much I'm trying to focus on stuff. But I think once we get down to sort of the last parts of the Rift, you know, grinding Vampire Slayer and stuff, it'll be much more optimal to do it on stream. So, I mean, we'll see how soon we get there. One thing that really stinks is, I mean, we're going to have to go for essentially the bare minimum when it comes to Vampire. I mean, we're going to get the Time Charm and we're going to work on as many of the upgrades as we can. But without the ability to get our hands on Silver Fangs, which are admittedly pretty tough and I should have prepared better for as an Iron Man. I did not realize just how much of an obnoxious grind / time gate that is. And so it's a little bit frustrating that that's kind of something that I'm running into now, but at the same time, I kind of made my own bed. So now I got to lay in it. And essentially, I am a little bit bottlenecked. So for those of you who don't know, the gas tiers are what you need to make Silver Fangs, and you need a lot of gas tiers to make them. So not only do I need a lot of those, but I also need the collection. It'll be quite some time before I can really get those upgrades, but I do intend to get those upgrades going as soon as possible. We'll hop over to the Crimson Isles and we will do some killing of ghasts so that I can get the collection started and we can get the first minion going. I'll probably set up more than one minion just to try to get things rushed, but I mean, don't expect me to fully max out, like, you know, silver laced karambit or whatever, silver twist karambit by the end of this video, because that's just not realistic time wise. This video comes out in 2 days from when I'm recording this, and so including editing time and all that stuff, there's absolutely no way that I'll be able to get my hands on that many gas tiers, but that's okay. I'm still gonna try to get my hands on some legs of the pack. I don't know quite how much is needed for that, so I might like go and look at that and be like, oh, I'm actually dumb as hell because it, you know, has some ridiculous requirement that I wasn't aware of. But if it's not too insane, I'll try to get my hands on some legs of the pack. That way I can use those to make the Coven leggings or whatever they're called. And that'll be the max until we get to Mountaintop. And speaking of Mountaintop, I'm sure I've said it before, but I will not be able to complete that time charm because I cannot do Eleanor's quest. Unfortunately, Eleanor's quest requires dragon armor, like an elephant. It requires kind of a lot of different stuff. And so I don't have many of those things. Well, again, like the gas tiers, we'll be working on it. It's not something I'm going to completely abandon because I really do like the Rift, you know, especially towards the later end, like where we're at now, where things feel more fluid and normal, and I'm not kind of like having to go too far out of my way for crazy shit. And when I am, it's at least like somewhat entertaining and mechanically different. So yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of frustrations that I've had so far, especially, you know, given how obnoxious the Wildwoods segment of the Rift just tends to be in general. But I don't want to, you know, sour this video too much with complaints because I feel like I already got frustrated enough in the Wildwood stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I have that Living Time Charm. We're going to work on the Globulate Time Charm and then the Vampiric Time Charm. That'll be it for the video. But yeah, I mean, this has been pretty fast. I mean, this is our 60th trip to the Rift. So it's not like it's like been insanely fast, but it's been faster than I expected it to be. So that's pretty nice. By the skin of my damn teeth, look at this. Got the size of like a 34.965. I beat it by 0.035 seconds. We did it. I can upgrade my boots. Yes. All right, well, we managed to complete the photon pathway, which is incredible. I struggled with that so much my first time doing the Rift, and we finished the boat too, and we have just enough motes. Bada boom. We now have the Rift boat, so we can now cross over to the Vampire Island and start working on the final time charm for the video. This has been... It's interesting to describe the grind that this has been, because I remember having a much better time in the Rift on my first time around, but I also get the feeling that a lot of what made it so enjoyable the first time around was the fact that I was experiencing everything fresh and for the first time, and everything was new and interesting and shiny, etc. And now everything's just kind of like, oh yeah, I know that. Oh yeah, no, I know what that is. Oh yeah, okay, that's just that thing. And it just gets a little old. So, you know. But yeah, there we go. Here we are. We're going to talk to Maddox, and then we are going to swap in a bat phone. So, here we go. Vampire Slayer unlocked. Okay, so I feel like it's been a bit since I gave an update. So, we are now at Vampire Slayer level 2. We've killed a tier 2 vampire. It's pretty tough to push onward to a tier 3 just because with no access to Silver Fangs, we have no self-healing from dealing damage, which is a huge part of sustain while fighting vampires. So, considering the fact that I didn't stream today, I didn't really get the chance to like mask them with people or anything, but we'll see. Perhaps tomorrow we'll have time for me to just kind of like get together with everybody on stream and just absolutely blast down a T3 and a T4, hopefully. That would be very nice, but if not, I'm not opposed to grinding out a whole bunch of tier 1s and tier 2s because I mean, I need the Coven Seals anyway, so it never hurts, and it's not as slow as a lot of other things could be. I mean, think like, you know, 50 times faster than trying to grind out, you know, like E-Man through T1. So vampires through T1 is at least like semi-plausible. It's not going to be fast if you're going for like vampires like level 5, but you know, it'll work. So that's what we are up to right now. We've got pretty much maxed out gear for where we're at. I'm finishing up maxing the Crux Chronomicon. It's at Mythic now, so I just need to kill enough Scribes, Frozels, and Splatters to have 100 of each of those so that this thing can be maxed out for where I'm at. Snake in a boot, Femur Growth, Orange Chestplate, and the Anti-Bite Scarf, so we're looking great. The Enigma Cloak is stacked. 39 out of 52 souls so far. We're still working on getting more. And then the Rift Necklace, of course, at 6 out of 8. So we're looking pretty good. We can handle tier 1 vampires, absolutely no problem. Tier 2 vampires with a little bit of mana management. T3s I have not tried yet, but we will have to see how that goes. Oh, hold on. I feel like I do this once a video. Like, oh no, I spilled my energy drink. Fuck. Alright, I just thought it'd be funny to record. I've never seen this before. There's just like a vampire head that's just like stuck here. And it's not going anywhere. Can't really like interact with it. Like if you do, it like disappears for a second, then it comes back. So that's pretty funny. Oh my god. Holy, wow, Nitrix got the vampiric time charm. Holy crap. Everybody freak out now. I'm just kidding. This is very exciting though. I mean, like, I don't know if you guys know, but I started the Rift like 2 days ago and I've been in here 91 fucking times. So I'm Vampire Slayer 3. This is the 7th time charm. I'm just missing Mountaintop because that one's pretty tough to do on an Ironman. So we're going to get our asses back to the top of the Wizard Tower here. And yeah, it took me about 2 days to get up to Vampire Slayer 3, get the blood badges. I cannot tell you how fucking obnoxious it is to do Vampire Slayer without heal on hit. You need Silver Fangs in order to upgrade the pickaxe to the Karambit or whatever, and it's so bad without it. Like, it's actually so bad. Like, I had to game like a fucking madman. It was really, really obnoxious, but we did it, boys. we have now secured 7 out of 8 time charms. Now, the 8th time charm for an Ironman is really shitty, but it is something that I'm going to be going for soon. My voice is like a little bit messed up, so I'm going to try to keep this quick. But just going to do a quick outro here. So we are done with the Rift up until the point that we wanted to reach. I want to do a little review of where we're at right now. So obviously we've got our nice talismans here, our Crux Chronomicon. Still need to max out the rest of the kills for Scribe, Frozel, and Splatter, but we'll get there. The Anti-Bite Scarf, and then working on the upgrades for these things further on through Vampire Slayer. Of course, we've got our 7 out of 8 Time Charms Rift Necklace. We are looking all good on the Rift. Now, this is not the end of the Rift. This is, in fact, just the beginning. There's still tons of Vampire Slayer left to do. There's still plenty of mountaintop grinding for armor sets and all sorts of different things that we need to do for the Rift. So this is not a goodbye to the Rift. This is just a short-term, see you soon. Gonna take a little break after the unholy grind that was getting this done in just a couple of days. In total, we have been in here 92 times with 435,000 lifetime motes. We are up to 50 minutes just about of Rift time, and we have all 9 Montezuma pieces with 39 Enigma souls. So quite the update. Vampire Slayer 3 closing in on 4 pretty soon. I am quite proud of the progress we were able to make in this video. Guys, I know I've said it a million times. Thank you so much for watching. It was a pleasure to make this Rift video for you, even when it was frustrating as hell trying to get that Supreme Time Charm or doing the first back decills, stuff like that. I had an absolute blast knowing that you guys would enjoy this video. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and do let me know down in the comments what your favorite part of the video was, and I will catch y'all next time.